Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your pal, Antonelis Rampage here. So today I'm going to be responding to this guy who's been cyberbullying me. His name is Zadion WC3, alright? And 8 days ago, he left this very mean comment. He's like, "Sounds like you're imposing too much experience bias in your rhetoric. I want to presume that you have never seen capable parents, and even if you did, your emotional blackmail of using orphans as a vice to reinforce your talking points is more or less an indication of your incapacity to compartmentalize. I'm glad you're the last of your kind. You could instead advocate for intellect tests on potential parents or genetic screening for the genes of empathy, pair bonding, and family cohesion, although I doubt you'd pass any of those tests." Then this guy, his name is, I don't want to assume gender, but whatever. This individual's name is Casa8678, is like, "What a useless word salad. Coat breeder." So yeah, so what are my thoughts on Mr. Zadion? Well, again, I'm assuming the gender, but I mean, whatever. This individual's comment, all right. Well, let's see. First of all, I mean, why do you think that I would not pass your so-called empathy test? Because I clearly have empathy for the orphans, at least. All I'm saying is that, hey, if you want to breed, or if you want to have children, it makes more sense to adopt the orphans because there's like a gazillion orphans getting tortured in foster care, you know. And plus, it's not only is it more moral for the orphans, it's also more moral for you as an individual, right? Because then you and or your partner don't have to experience the horrors of pregnancy and childbirth, right? You don't have to puke your guts out every single morning, or at least your partner puke your guts out every single morning. And you don't have to fucking deal with the pain of childbirth. You don't have to deal with your cunt get ripped open, you know? And if you're not the person who's getting pregnant, okay, well, you may have to pay all these fucking medical bills, you know? Who wants to deal with that shit, right? Doesn't it just seem like it's way less pain and suffering to just adopt, you know? Why do you call it quote-unquote emotional blackmail for me to simply say that? Okay, sir, or ma'am, whatever your gender is, I don't know. What is, I mean, how do you define emotional blackmail, all right? How do you define it? And here's the thing, have I, you all said, oh, well, you presume that I've never seen capable parents. Well, here's the thing, dude. Statistically speaking, most parents are actually terrible. Like, they really suck at their job. I think that parents cause the most damage in our society, more than any other group of people. Yeah, I'm serious. Like, I mean, like, specifically, you know, the way parents treat their children, like, that one specific thing is causing more problems and more chaos and misery than anything else that I'm aware of, all right? That's my opinion, okay? Now, is there any statistical facts to back up that opinion? Well, yeah, all right. Did you know that 80 to 90% of all child abuse is done by the parents of the victim? Yeah. Yeah, look it up, bro. 80 to 90% of all child abuse is done by the parents of the victim. You know? So there. And that's just what's officially reported. Then again, we all know that parents are very likely to get away with a lot of illegal child abuse because guess what? Unless their victim just happens to know someone else who's willing and able to take care of them, they're pretty much foobarred, right? Because their only alternative is going to be foster care, which is so fucking terrible that most children who get illegally abused don't report their abuser, right? So when you consider that very critical fact, yeah, I think that the real number is far higher than what's officially reported, right? I'd be willing to bet that the real number is like 95 to 99% of all child abuse is done by the parents of the victim. You know what I mean? And yeah, I did not present some very rational types of arguments to justify that sort of prediction or whatever. I think so, at least. You know, oh, I'm biased. Yeah. Okay. So you're also advocating for what? Intellect tests? Oh, so you're like a eugenicist or some shit? I want intellect tests of all my offspring. Oh, you want the fucking master race? Apparently. And here's the thing. Okay, if breeders were really so fucking empathetic, there'd be no orphans around. Let me give you some math, sir, or ma'am, or whatever. The fucking math here is, there's 500,000 orphans in America alone, all right? And there's 1.5 million planned pregnancies every single year in America, All right? Yeah, do the math. Okay? If like all those fucking if those 1.5 million couples who want to have children, yes, if all those fucking people chose to adopt just one orphan each, okay, there's literally not enough orphans for all of them to adopt. There's only enough orphans for about a third of them to adopt. You know what I mean? So yeah, in other words, the amount of adoptions per breeder that's required to save all the orphans is actually very low. You know, if breeders were even half as empathetic as you seem to think they are, well then there wouldn't be too many orphans, right? And again, as I said before, like breeders do not need to adopt that many orphans on average, statistically speaking, for there to be no orphans, right? I mean, like very few adoptions will be needed per couple who wants to breed in order to save all the orphans, right? So yeah, so why do you think that, you know? Well, I mean, do you think you would pass these so-called empathy tests, genes for empathy? All right. Well, here's the thing. It seems like breeders might not have too much empathy genes because of all the orphans that are getting tortured in foster care, all the fucking child abuse they inflict upon their own fucking children. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, motherfucker? So yeah, I mean that's all I gotta say. I can't really think of much else to say in response. You know, I mean yeah. In closing, I think you're wrong, Rat. I think you're wrong. I've explained why. Bye.